I'm really baffled with this one because I cannot believe that this case was right under my nose. I mean, it happened just 3 years ago and I had not heard anything about it. So when I read the synopsis, I said, oh, this is going to be crazy. And indeed it was. So I'm ready to jump into my review of the new docuseries, The Line. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the series, the docuseries, The Line, which is coming to Apple TV Plus November 19th. Now, this docuseries, this mini-series, this mini docuseries, whatever you want to call it, is 4 parts, an hour each. And there is also a podcast as well, too. But this is the series, again, 4 parts, an hour each. And it's an extremely easy binge. Now, if you like a good courtroom drama, if you love a good, murder mystery, if you love all the stuff that like the ID channel presents and all that other good stuff, and you just like either just a good documentary, I mean, this one crosses off a lot of boxes here. But ultimately, this is a case here that I had heard anything about, but it is extremely unique. It is unlike anything I've ever heard before. I'm just kind of shocked like this happened, and how this documentary is done, which I'll just talk really quickly about the putting together of this documentary. The cinematography is good, really good interviews that's piling on a lot of good information and detail, considering that the persons being interviewed are key witnesses or just key character witnesses, or just anybody involved. There's key players in this case. They got everybody here, and I'm gonna list it off in a second. And even though everybody didn't actually testify or give an interview in this, some people declined to be a part of it. They really did get all of the key people, or majority of the key people, we'll say. So just the authenticity of this just really jumps out at you, and you're just totally invested because you just don't know how this is going to play out. Now, the other big thing to me that really stood out to me is that the person that's being accused in this documentary typically never takes part in the documentary. Like, if a person's being accused of a crime, they're either locked up or they just were like, I'm not taking a part of that. And this is different because this person is. And this person is Chief Eddie Gallagher, who is being accused of war crimes by his own platoon, because the other members of his platoon said they needed to turn him in. And this is unlike anything you've ever heard of. The military, they live by a code of brotherhood. And the fact of turning on one another, especially in terms of war crimes, like the highest... the highest basically the highest thing you could be accused of here is, it's not the highest, but it's one of the highest. It's always espionage, but nonetheless, like, this is bad. And you have to think about both sides here. First of all, is Eddie actually guilty of this? Or the other slander on the other end is that, were they just accusing him because they were jealous of him? Or they were looking for an escape route here? Like, there was so many different things that were being thrown out in this documentary that you just don't know what to believe. But yeah, in that note, you're getting interviews from Eddie. You're getting interviews from his wife, who ran this big social media campaign to bring awareness to this. You're getting interviews from some of the other members of the platoon. You're getting interviews from the former Secretary of the Navy, and beyond that, there's some other very interesting people that I'm not going to spoil that also took part in interviews that I just couldn't believe. And then, as I said, because this documentary uses a lot of the footage from when they had their tour in Iraq, when they were deployed in Iraq, interviews along with the actual footage is really making you play tug of war as to, do you believe Eddie or are you against him? Because the crime that they are accusing him of is killing an ISIS soldier when he actually didn't have to do it. Not killing him, murdering him. He had already been hurt, and he could have been saved, and he could have been turned in for questioning or whatever it may have been. But instead, he decided to take matters into his own hand and kill him is what he's being accused of. Accused of stabbing him twice is what's happening here. And you're like, well, if there's footage, they'll show that until somebody turned off their footage and that part isn't shown. So like, there is a lot going on here. And then when you get into the courtroom testimony, you're getting some mind-blowing testimony. And you're just not going to be ready for it. It's just some of the craziest stuff I've ever witnessed. And it's really good. Anybody who loves this genre you're just going to be shocked. If you haven't heard of this, or heard about this case, you're just going to be mind blown about the events that take place here. And you know, it much like they're saying in the tagline here, it's really a thin line between right and wrong, and things were getting blurred. And that's where you're basically at as the viewers. You don't know who to believe, who was right, who was wrong, whose side to be on. You know, did they get the verdict right here? And man, there's some other things here. There seems to be some manipulation possibly. There's a lot of random things going. I don't want to give you too much, but just wait till you check it out. It's a super easy binge. It's very easy to watch. It's 4 hours. Again, it's 4 episodes, an hour each. It's just a mini docu series that this could actually have been a movie as well too, you know, but it would have been 4 hours. But for the 4 hour, they piled on a ton of information, and you would not be disappointed. So folks, check this out. Jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this. Let me know, who do you believe? Who was Eddie really guilty of the things he was being accused of? Were you with the defense? Were you with the prosecution here? You know, what did you think about the events that took place within the courtroom? There's a lot happening here. It's like, whew, wait till you see. But let me know in the comments all your thoughts, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.